Black History Month is an opportunity for us to honor the contributions of Black people who have been instrumental in shaping our society and to recognize their struggles and achievements. We are so delighted to celebrate a local hero who I have come to really admire over the years, the Create Foundation Senior Vice President of Finance and Administration, Miss Juanita Floyd. How are you doing, Miss Juanita?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us, because your story is so powerful that I want you to share it with all of our viewers.
Yes. My story is about really my mother, Bernice Gambrill. I will tell you, my mother taught me that we all have to love each other, no matter the race. And I was in second grade. Integration occurred, and what happened was I was the only little black girl in the second grade. Now, there were other blacks at that time, but just not in the second grade. And so her story taught me how to love. That's her story, not my story, my mom's story, Bernice Gambrill.
Right now, let's start off with your grandparents. Tell us about, because she had to learn from her grandparents.
Yes, my grandparents were Will and Ora Branyan, and my mom, I never knew them, but my mother talked about her mom all the time, how her mother instilled in her the value of loving people, the value of making relationships. My mom and her siblings, all of them, just a house full of love. And not only that, a house saying, you can make it, you can do something, you can make a difference. Now, that's what my mother instilled in me.
Now, we are actually looking at some pictures of your mom. Tell us about your mom and growing up, especially in Union County.
Well, in growing up, it was something, my father died, and so it was my mom and myself. And I had, of course, I have older siblings, but I had this great opportunity to be with my mom and listen to her lessons. And that was a wonderful, wonderful time in my life. Now, I realized that. As a young girl, didn't realize that, but I realized it now, that it was great listening to her, learning the lessons of love.
And you actually authored a book, Summer of 1969. We're actually looking at the sketches of it. This has to do with integration at that time.
Yes, it is. And what happened was I had started speaking all over the state of Mississippi, sharing my mother's story, telling about love and talking about relationships. And a local businessman said to me, Juanita, that story should be in a book. And I said, how? What should we do? And so the wheel started turning, and the next thing you know, I met Sarah Berry, who co-authored the book with me. Summer of 1969.
Summer of 1969. But let's fast forward to you graduating from Ole Miss. Tell us a little bit about that, and you becoming a part of the Create Foundation.
Well, let me tell you that story. I graduated from Ole Miss with a degree in accounting and decided that I didn't want to move to a different area. I wanted to stay in this area. Could not find a job. But it is so important to develop relationships with people who may not look like you. One of the things that happened, I knew Jack Reed Sr. And Jack Reed Sr. said to an all-white male board, why can't we hire Juanita? She's qualified, she's trustworthy. And so guess what? That is how, because one man spoke up for me and said hire, and here it is 40 years later that I'm still there. I was hired in the beginning as a receptionist, bookkeeper, and secretary. And let me tell you why I love that. It is because, yes, my degree was in accounting, but because of that, Juanita Floyd got this incredible opportunity to talk to people, to meet people. And so I've developed relationships over the 40 years, and I'm most grateful for that opportunity that one man, listen, one person can make a difference in your life. One person can do that, because Jack Reed Sr. did it for me.
And celebrating 40 years at the Create Foundation, which has taken you to the halls of the Capitol there in the state, has taken you to speak at different schools and stuff like that. And you now have a billboard.
Yes, the office honored me by putting up a billboard, and I am so thankful for Create, for the staff, for the president, Mike Claiborne, and all of my coworkers. They surprised me with that, and I am, you know, to go downtown and look up and see the billboard and see yourself on it, that is an amazing feeling, amazing feeling.
All right. Well, thank you so much, dear Juanita, for sharing your story with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being here. Right.